from Wagga Wagga. The last time we were on the road, we were up in Queensland near Toowoomba. Since then we've come back to Canberra, had a little bit of time at home, chilling out and editing some of those videos. And now we've come to Wagga Wagga. At the moment, we're at the top of Willans Hill, just in Wagga.
What have we got behind us?
Behind us is a pretty cool mural on a water tank. This is the first place that we've stopped in Wagga so far.
Yep.
Off to a good start. We're going to check out this mural for a second.
Yeah,
it
let's
looks
have a look at it.
pretty rad. So our next spot that we're going to is the Curious Rabbit, which is a place where we'll hopefully find some lunch and also some cool books and art and all sorts of other things. Secondhand books. Such a cozy place.
Someone looks very happy. Why is that?
Part one of lunch has arrived. A Belgian hot chocolate. Oh, I can already taste it's good just from that little spoonful. Thick, dark hot chocolates. They're my weakness. Also, how cool is this corner? And I found myself a second-hand book because I couldn't resist, even though I have way too many in a backlog to read already.
Look at that butter. It is just, that's how you make them good. I mean, I don't do the butter thing at home just because I think it's healthy, but that's how you do it right. At home each day I usually make a toasted sandwich of tomato, cheese, ham and salami. So I thought I'd stick to that regimen, and tomato, cheese and ham this time, toasted sanger. And Dana has the same thing but with gluten-free bread. So it seems like there's a miniature train track here. I doubt it's running today, but if you were to time it right, you could come here and ride on a little mini train. Monday must not be the day to do that. Look how mini the track is. It's like that wide.
So we finished up our lunch in the Curious Rabbit, which was a pretty cool joint, and they actually had a whole art gallery side of it as well, with lots of different paintings and photos and all that kind of thing. I bought a book, oops, and we enjoyed our toasties very much. Luckily they had some gluten-free bread lying around. I get the feeling they don't always have it on hand, but it was my lucky day for once. Then we cruised up the Cadell Place laneway.
So we found a lane with some cool artwork. It's called Cadell Place. It's got a really long concrete wall in it that actually has artwork along at least half of it. But check this guy out, pretty nifty.
I think they're trying to renovate that space. It's more of an industrial kind of area is what it was, but they're trying to revive it and turn it into a happening urban kind of space. And now we've come to the Wagga Wagga Botanic Gardens, and we're going to have a little traipse around and see what they've got to see here. One cool thing that I've noticed about this place so far is that they actually have an outdoor chapel here, which, I mean, I'm not particularly religious myself, but I think it's a nice idea, and if you wanted to have a wedding here, this would be a pretty cool place, I think. Cacti and succulent. I do like me a good cactus. It seems like a lot of these areas get closed off around 4 or something, so maybe come a bit earlier in the day than we have, because there looks like there's some cool stuff here that we can't currently get into, unfortunately.
They've even got a miniature roundhouse, like what we saw in our previous video.
It all looks very complex here for a little train thing. There's several places that you could park a train on this little turntable, and the track looks pretty extensive. If you can come here when the train's actually active, I think that might be a cool idea. Tell you what, it's a bit of a hot and steamy day today. We're still in summer in Australia, and standing underneath one of these big trees here in the Botanic Gardens is quite pleasant.
Have we found the rainforest walk?
I hope so. It's basically my favourite part of every botanic garden ever. I love a good rainforest.
Oh, it's beneath us. How cool is that?
I think we found it. We're heading down. Tree ferns are cool. I want to stay in this little part forever. We had a little dose of cool weather in Canberra and my body's switched to winter mode, and it's definitely not winter in Wagga. seem a little strange to say that there's a beach in the middle of a town that's in the middle of Australia, inland. But nonetheless, there is a beach right here on the Murrumbidgee River in Wagga. And if you've been paying attention, the Murrumbidgee River is actually the same river that runs through Gundagai, which is another town we visited recently, so look for that in our previous videos. I can say that I would very much love to be getting in this water right now because it is hot and I'm feeling it, but we don't have our swimmers, so I guess we're staying dry today.
One way to use an old tree.
What is it, a diving board? It's a little ways from the river.
Yeah.
Just saw on the sign here that this is actually the number 9 in the top 20 Australian beaches, as voted by some tourism experts, I think they said. I mean, it's maybe not necessarily the number 9 beach in Australia, but it is pretty cool for the unique factor, so I reckon that nudged it up a little bit. For those of us who are staying dry, you can come to the Victory Memorial Gardens, where there's actually an eternal flame here because it's obviously a memorial gardens for remembering fallen soldiers from the wars. And it's also right beside the river as well, so I think we might head over there and have a little walk alongside the river. I feel like singing Sound of Music songs all of a sudden because for some reason it reminds me of a place in Austria where this was actually filmed. We might be able to find some footage or photos of it from when we went there.
What did you get?
I got a rum jar. After all that walking around, we were a bit hot and sweaty and thought it was time for some cocktails. So we've popped into Birdhouse Bar, which looks really cool inside. There's lots of plants around in there and some cool artwork on the walls. Pretty cool menu, lots of cocktails to choose from. We've come out to the beer garden, where it feels like we're actually in a garden. And there's a really cool mural on the back wall here too. The rum jar's good too. It's been a little while since I had a spiced rum and ginger, or that's approximately what's in this. It's hitting the spot right now.
You got the rum jar, and I got the ginger. I took Dana's lead and got another jar. I definitely made the right decision. We're heading to Mechanico Coffee now. Coffee and wine actually, but it's early. It's about 10 AM, so we probably won't have wine right now. We'll do some takeaway coffees before heading out of town for a little bit to Coolamon. 2 lattes, one on almond milk, which might be new for you. I'm interested to see how you will like that. I reckon it'll be delicious, just like a real almond. It's kind of warm, but good. I'll wait for it to cool down a little bit more, but it's got that good coffee flavour.
So we've made it to Coolamon and the main street here looks awesome. There's so much cool stuff that we can explore, including a cheese factory and a fire station, museum and all kinds of things. We'll see how much we can get done today. So come enjoy Coolamon with us. We're currently in the Fire Museum here in Coolamon. There's so much in here from so many different countries. It's really cool and free, so you should come here if you're coming to Coolamon.
Bit of vintage apparatus here. This part pinches the nose. Wrap your laughing gear around that. Got a flashlight and a little horn. So for this visor to melt, it would have had to been 400 degrees Celsius. Hopefully no one was wearing the cat at that time.
This is actually the original fire station, which they had to build a new one a little bit down the road here because the engines wouldn't fit in here anymore. They were a bit smaller back in the day. Inside there's all kinds of fire paraphernalia from all over the world, and the guy in there, Chris, is really nice, so stop in.
Oh, it's closed today.
Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of this town is closed midweek, so I would recommend coming on the weekend if you want to have the full experience.
So we've just come to the Coolamon Cheese factory that is also the Synergy Cafe, and we've got a cheese platter coming with 4 Coolamon cheeses, and we've also got a little bit of scrambled eggs on gluten-free toast to fill the gaps. So this one's the first one I'm going to try. It's the Coolamon Raisin Cheese. Cheesy. Raisin, hey? Yeah, it's good. The gluten-free bread, it's alright. It's gluten-free. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Cheese is delicious, but yeah, I've never had a cheese quite like that.
You better try the blue vein next, and I'll try the other 2.
Alright, I can handle that. Blue vein cheese.
You do love a good blue.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, that's one of the best.
I think this one is River Maine. I picked the right cheese. This one's very cheddar, and I love cheddar. I think it's a hero cheese. And the final one is Brie, which is also delicious. I really like these cheeses. Come here, it's a good place. Also, we have some apple and fig jam and some olives to go with it. After all that cheese eating, it must be time for some beverages. Where are we?
Up the top of... up the top of Willans Hill. And... Get out of there, bug. Get out of there, bug. And will we have breakfast? Nah, just coffee. Coolamon raisin. Let me start that again.